Hello everyone. So today I'm going to show you how I created this form that I showed you on a previous video. So a video that I created a few days ago. This organic model. This is our BPBIM channel. If you want to come and subscribe, we already have 1 subscriber. We are pretty excited about that. Watch this video. I just showed how to use an adaptive component to create a form that I then manipulated just by dragging up and down the reference points that create the lines that create the surface where the adaptive component is attached to. So I just hid everything on the view on the left. I hid everything so I could manipulate the form without anything else, and I could have a clean view on the right that we could see the changes and see if that's what we're looking for. So you're gonna see how to create this adaptive panel. The way we do this is go to New, Family, and we're gonna pick the metric generic adaptive. Generic model adaptive, it's here at the top. So the way I did it, I didn't do it with a pattern-based family because I needed more than the 4 adaptive points to place this family. So if I do these, select the points, make them adaptive, copy them up. I'm gonna do this by holding the control key and dragging it up. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna build a structure of reference lines where we're gonna build our panel. So I do this by creating reference lines through points like that. I'm gonna do this for everything, for all points. After we have the lines, we're gonna select them all, and in the properties make them this reference here, this parameter, so that they can be actual reference lines. So if we go back to the family, we want this structure. It has a, so eventually we want it to make this effect that it flattens out and the structure disappears. So I'm gonna create these points, make sure that drawn face is selected, and I'm gonna place these points all over these lines. So what we'll do now is select one of these, and we'll find a parameter here called normalized curve parameter. And this normalized curve parameter has a value of 0.1. So a normalized curve parameter is number that goes from 0 to 1, and it tells you where in the line that is. So if the start of the line is here, 0, the end of the line is on this end will be 1. So if this is at 0.1, we know that the line is measuring starting here and ending here, so we know the direction of the line. To confirm, we'll check this one at the end, and we'll see that it is 0.8. So if this side is the beginning and it's measuring from beginning, as it says here, here it's measuring from the end here, from the beginning still, from that side, so it's almost 1. If we change it to measuring from the end, we'll see it will change to a smaller number. If we move it to the middle, somewhere near the middle, we'll see that we'll run close to 0.5. So we'll check this one, we'll see this one is from the beginning. So if we select this one, it's saying that 0.1, the same in the bottom. So these 2 lines start from here, these 2 start from here. This order is not always the same. Actually, this same line, if we redraw it, you can just swap, and it's harder to control, so you always have to check and try to figure out where the beginning actually is. But if we select all these, we come to the normalized curve parameter, and we'll say that we want to measure a segment length. So we want to use actual dimensions. Because if we put 200 here, we'll see that they all move to 200 mil from the adaptive point. If we put 50, they'll all move close. This will give us our thickness and actual number that we can measure. If we select all these ones, we'll see that these ones, change them to segment length, and see that they should be towards the end, so we want to measure from the end so we can use the same 100 number. And we don't want this just to be 100. I'm not really sure what it's going to be, so I'm going to select that little box and add a new parameter. This is going to be actually half the thickness of this for structure. I actually forgot to have added the same parameter. Add parameter so they all add the same. If we give it a different number now here, you should see that they all changed. Great, it's working. So very small screen, not used to it. So okay, the second step is we're going to create lines for these. So if I select all these lines, come to the properties and say is reference, all the reference lines again, and we will have to create a few more points. And if we create again more reference lines, do the same, select all the lines and turn them to reference. Create reference line there. So now what are we going to do is select these two and do create form. So we do have the general form now. I'm going to give it a material. Actually, I have no materials that we have here. I'll just give it a parameter. So we can change it from within the project, give it type. So I can select these. Well, actually, I have to select one. Check 0.8, so it's closer to the end. So I guess this line is starting from here, and in that on that side, if I select this one, the same thing starting from here. So we'll know that these two, we want it to measure from the end, and we want to make this a segment length, and then we can give the same parameter, half thickness. So it will mean that this distance is actually the same as this distance.
This one, I can see.
Yes, speaking. So if we select ones on the bottom and 0.9 from the beginning, so both are closer to 1. This is the end of the line, we can say end and length and half thickness. So of course all these four are going to be in the beginning. So we can keep it beginning and we give it half thickness. So we could now create the other form that I did before. I can hide that one and show you what my trick was to do that effect. Is really easy here. So I'm gonna create a few more points. This time I'm gonna make sure that they are on the work plane. And I'm gonna set the work plane. And I'm gonna use this point, this reference plane. So if I do that, gives you the warning that there are identical points in the same place, which we can ignore. And we see that we'll have an offset. Okay. So we'll do the same for all those points. So we'll create more points. A quick tip, instead of keep setting the plane, because we're gonna have to do that a lot, if you do KS, keyboard shortcuts, I did assign a shortcut for the work plane, setting the work plane. So I'll just do WW, this one's done. And I'll set this one, so I got to make a point. So, okay, set this reference plane, best point, set that reference plane, best point. Did I miss this? I did, sorry. Reference plane, best point. If I select all these points, give them the same offset, they go up to there. So what we'll do is again create reference lines for all these. In the end, select them all, create them, make them reference lines, and we're gonna place a few more points. Yeah, make sure that the work plane is set. Then I'm gonna use my shortcut WW. Now I'm gonna place 4 points along. Can give it 500 as well, and again create reference line. After we can select both lines again, create another form. First, if I reset with HR, reset that hidden element. Now what I did is actually this one, I made it a void. Could have done that before, but it works fine. So I made it a void, and these top points, I gave them an offset. Actually, I'm selecting too much there. So these ones, I actually said that they are minus 600. And you see it will start to intersect. While I still have them selected, I'll actually create a parameter, add a new parameter, and this one I'm gonna say instance. If I use the cut geometry tool, you can see that now I do have the void cutting geometry. Well, actually I did something wrong here. But if I select these and move them up, because I needed to go to the bottom reference, but that's fine. So if I select these top ones, I can filter to get just the point. And if I say, for instance, minus 400 of axis, that's fine. And I can select the cut geometry tool. This is what my panel is doing. This is how the panel is going to behave. Now all that we would have to do is place this on two surfaces. So let's check how to do that. We go back to our project. We could start a new one, perhaps. So open a new project. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to massing, create an in-place mass. The name doesn't matter for now. I'm going to do a reference plane. Actually, I'm going to do 4, so I'll select and hold Control to copy that plane. It's actually good that I named them, so I have A, B, C, D, and I'm going to start drawing. So what I'll do is I'll open a south elevation, and I'll use the spline through points. So now it's easier just to select which plane I'm drawing on, and I'm gonna start to a random shape. The quick way is to select and do copy and paste the line to the same place, and then I unselect the line and I have all the reference points. What I'll do with these reference points is just post them to point B. If we go to a 3D view, you can see better what's going on. Actually, I'm gonna open up a plan view and use WT to tile. What I did is select everything, all this line. So I would copy, paste the line to the same place, unselect the line, and change the reference plane. So I do again. So now the other thing that I'll do is just use these as reference lines. When we create a form, you see that the lines are still there. If I show you what would happen if we didn't, I just hit Ctrl Z. These are not reference lines, so if I select them, create form, you can't see them anymore. So that's a lot harder. So that's what we'll do, is use reference lines and create form. So what I wanted is that for all reference points to be hosted to the 4-plane library. You see that we cannot find it here, which is annoying, but if I select not associated, for some reason then it shows up. So it works this way, means that right now if I select any of these points, they will have an offset from that plan, that 4-plan, which actually I think we would prefer to have level 2, because our offsets would be smaller. So what we're going to do is select everything again, copy, and I'm gonna drag it down for 150. There is one problem, is that these are so close. Sometimes I want to select just the bottom ones, the top ones, so I will hide these ones. So I'm gonna finish form and duplicate the view. So now when I edit this view, have this still hidden, can reset the height. So here I hid the bottom ones. This usually works well enough in other views, like with the visibility graphics, with filters, other stuff, but you cannot apply filters to a single reference line or things inside the masking environment editor. So I use this trick. So I selected them here. I will I can now, I know that only the top one is visible. If I select again and come back to here, I know that I'm selecting the opposite from that one. I can hide and I can have the opposite. We now have one view with the bottom, another view with the top, lines and plane and surface. The problem is that this is temporary. You can keep this temporary on for some time. So this one is bottom, this one is top. You can now hit the 3D and we'll have all thing on the 3D. So what I'll do now, I'm on the top view. I'm going to change some of these. And the reason I like to host them to the level is that now I can make sure that they both have the same height. I can control it better because I can look at the number. Or I can start using specific offsets. Let's change this a little bit. If we go look at the both, well, maybe just select one reference line and do isolate category. So isolate category, and you can see better. It's actually smooth the way you want it. Here I'm selecting just the top without just selecting the top ones. So I'll move them up a little bit. I can see it like that. So what we do now is select the top surface, divide, and the bottom surface and divide. So we do have two surfaces, and we will select, come to this little arrow here, turn the nodes on, do the same for the bottom surface, turn the nodes on, and we can bring our panel in. We got it. So let's load this into our, it will be this one. So we can place it like this. We will hit repeat, and there you go, and it's done it. If we look at it, it does have this edge that it creates, but if we come here and we hide that, and select the category, you'll see that we have the surface that we made. We have the effect that we were looking for. What we would do, because it's very light, we can actually go back to edit this, and you can keep modifying the point until you get the form you're looking for. So I hope this was useful. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.